Hello folks, well, let's see one thing that it is recording. Alright, so one of the products that is not going to be made in America, that is not going to be made in the USA, is the Dodge Viper. Okay, put it this way. As one company, if you ever heard of the news, or you heard this before about the Renault Nissan merger, right? So it's most likely this trick about Renault, Nissan, and Mitsubishi now. There's going to be settled on with talks about now, as Nissan is part of the Renault Group. Renault is a French car company, right? Then you have a chance that your Dodge Viper is a Nissan GTR, right? And why is not going to be made in America? Why is not going to your Nissan GTR is not going to be made in the your Dodge Viper is not going to be made in the USA, right? The question is this: the 50% of ownership, 50% Fiat Chrysler, 50% Renault. Even though for that chance being there, there's a possibility that about a Dodge Viper, right? The Dodge Viper, as one of these cars, if it's take a lot of R&D and stuff, this Renault Nissan merger ain't going to take an effect, right? It ain't gonna take effect, even though Nissan is part of the Renault Group. What's going to happen with this is that, as most likely, Nissan factories in the US are going to be unionized. Actually, those former Nissan factories in the United States are going to make Chrysler minivans, so the Quest is gonna freaking look like the Nissan Quest will look like the Dodge Caravan, right? Put it this way, all has been set up, and even though it's loud, but whatever this goes into play is one thing. You buy something is because one thing I have made to explain about the Thunderbird and TPP and Thunderbird based on Thunderbird ain't gonna bring out, but most likely the Dodge Viper, or what you're gonna get for a Dodge Viper is nothing less than a Nissan GTR with the Dodge name and the Viper label, right? That's all you're gonna get. That's it. Most likely that this kind of merger works is going to affect with the Renault Nissan get together? No. What is going to get involved is with this. This would be if Nissan is part of the Renault Group, then they would say, okay, let's make the Dodge Viper. Well, that's what and people are saying, oh, the GTR. Well, the GTR versus the Corvette, probably so many these days, the GTR versus the Corvette actually is the Dodge Viper versus the Corvette, because actually the Dodge Viper is the same Nissan GTR because of this. And most of all, okay, what is it gonna be? And you look and then, oh yeah, it was first when Dodge brought out the Viper, it was built before in Michigan. But then after this Nissan Renault merger, if it goes to effect, you see the Dodge Viper, where they make it? Togoshi, Japan. The Dodge Viper is going to be built in Yokohama, Japan, at a Nissan factory. What is going on is that plenty of things coming from Asia, right? You're gonna get a Dodge Viper that is going to be made in Japan, and then you go to a Nissan dealership, and then, oh yeah, you got a Dodge Viper? What year? I got the new one. Yeah. Nissan made the GTR, and the Dodge Viper is the same Nissan GTR, and they sell you an engine part for your new Dodge Viper, right? Your new Dodge Viper, your Nissan built Dodge Viper, or is good. They're gonna have easy to find parts for a GTR because it's gonna be compatible, right? This is where all these things comes around as this merger comes. Well, this other cars are gonna be based on these Nissan cars, right? Fiat Spire is gonna be bigger. It's gonna be based on a Nissan Fairlady, what it's called in Japan, or the Nissan Z car, or the Dodge Daytona based on a Nissan Z car. I don't know if they're gonna still make Nissan Z cars after the time after this Fiat Chrysler Renault merger, even though Nissan is part of the Renault Group. Well, and talking about minivans, the next Nissan Quest would be the best seller because the sibling car of the new Quest would be, instead of the Mercury Villager, is gonna be the Dodge Caravan, and Chrysler Pacifica would be, same details, same DNA to the Nissan Quest because of this merger, right? Most likely, this is kind of obvious. They're making Nissan Quest minivans probably in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And all this goes around because this type of merger of two companies. One, that it has Nissan as part of the Renault Group. The other one is Fiat Chrysler, right? Like, what in the world is going on? Oh, Titan. Oh yes. Oh, that is the Titan is the same Dodge Ram, right? And what else are you gonna lose? It's just a win-win situation in two sides. Even though you're gonna get a Dodge Viper, it's not going to be made in the USA. You want to go to the Dodge Viper factory, you have to take a flight from where you're at to Tokyo, Japan, and go to the Nissan factory where they make the new Dodge Viper after the Fiat Chrysler Renault merger, right? And this is a question to all of the folks that you want to say that, okay, you want to buy a Dodge Viper? Put it out of the question. You know what? After this, what is the result? You could go to a Nissan dealership and you could get parts for a Dodge Viper. You could go to a Dodge dealership and you could get parts for a Nissan GTR. The thing is, with this merger, even though Nissan is part of the Renault Group, as what you get is that your next vehicle, the next generation Dodge Viper, is nothing more than a Nissan GTR in Dodge Viper's closing, right? It's kind of funny, right? You have a Toyota Supra being made in Austria with a BMW engine, and next you're gonna have a Dodge Viper with a Nissan GTR engine. It's gonna make sense and it's gonna come true, because after all this, when you're gonna see everything is going to say the truth, Dodge Viper returns, but this time is made in Japan, and those says Dodge Viper's sibling is the Nissan GTR. So please write me a comment. What do you think about a Dodge Viper based on a Nissan GTR or a Dodge Viper in, you know, or a Dodge Viper based on the Nissan GTR, or excuse my folks, a Nissan GTR in Dodge Viper's closing, and it's gonna be sold this, a Japanese manufacturer that have a car that are making it in Austria with a BMW engine, an American manufacturer that makes the Dodge Viper, and decide to have the car be based on a Nissan GTR. So folks, so please write me a comment, and please forget to subscribe to the Embargo Man channel, and yeah, hit the bell button. Think about what do you think about a Nissan GTR based Dodge Viper that is made in Japan? Goodbye, folks.